Blood Nova is by far now the most popular guide on this channel. So in this video I will show you what to change to adjust to Season 28 theme. So this is the exact build from the guide from Season 27. Exactly the same skills, same gear, same cube. Now the difference is that we lose the Sanctified Powered, but we can craft our own Primal now with Receipt 11 in the cube. So we lost the single target damage we were getting, like the small damage we were getting from Sanctified Powered, but we got the Altar, and the Altar not even compensates it, it makes it even stronger. And then in the Altar we have one of the powers will be the Fava Potion, which will give you, as you know, a random shrine effect for 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is if you have a Gloves of Worship. Or if it's not a shrine effect, you'll get Power Pylon for 16 seconds. And this is huge for this build. Why? Because Necro has a trick to abuse this potion. So all the changes in this build is all around this Favor Potion. First of all, we have a curse which we will put instead of Blood Rush. So we give up on Blood Rush, but don't worry, it's not a big deal. We are quite fast because we have additional movement speed from the shrine, and also we will have speed shrine, so we will move mobility wise. We don't lose a lot. We will not be able to jump in Oculus from Oculus to Oculus, but we will be able to walk through it because first of all we will be very fast in movement. We have a lot of uncapped movement speed on top from the altar and from the shrine, but that we will get during pushing. And also we get Passability, which is basically 3 illusionary boots, and we are immune to CC. So this makes it so smooth to play this build now. So because of this, as I was saying, we change the Blood Rush, which will be Leech with the Rune Blood Flask. When a cursed enemy dies, your potion cooldown is reduced by 1 second. This works as a charm, especially during pushing. With Blood Nova you killed lots of enemies, so a lot of times in big pools you will instantly reset your potion. So we will take this with this rune. This is first change, and we will spam potion through the whole of the rift. That way we will get quite fast all 6 shrines of it that will last 10 minutes. Because of this we are basically getting them throughout the whole rift, because 10 minutes is already almost the whole rift, and also we will spam so many potions during the rift that they will refresh sooner or later, so you don't lose them until you are done with the rift. And second of all, besides all that buffs, when we are lucky enough, we will get Power Pylon for 16 seconds. And there will be instances, trust me, when you'll have 2 or 3 powers in a row from the potion. Second change that we do, it's about the breakpoint. As you remember, I told you that we want a breakpoint at least of 1.67 attacks per second. As you can see, I have lower now, but that's not a problem. Hear me out. We also don't want a breakpoint higher than 1.85. We don't want any more above that, and that's all because having a breakpoint, having more attack speed will actually make you do less damage, because Blood Nova has an internal cooldown of 18 milliseconds, and then it's basically desyncs with your attack, so you'll get less Blood Novas per second or in a given period of time when you have higher breakpoint. Because we are getting all the shrines effects guaranteed sooner or later in the rift, and you get it very fast in first 2 minutes maximum of the rift. One of the shrines, as you might know, is the Frenzy Shrine. Frenzy Shrine increases your attack speed by 25%. If you have already the breakpoint that I recommended in the previous build, with that shrine effect you will get well above 2 attacks per second, and this will make you de facto make less damage. That's why the whole thing now is that you don't want attack speed on, ideally on any of your gear slots, or maximum 1 gear slot, and that gear slot should be, usually it will be your Crispin, because it rolls by default. It's very hard to get a Crispin where you can roll it off, so just assume Crispin will be that slot. So it will be, ideally you want attack speed crit, of course, mine is not perfect, but still. Crispin, and then you don't want attack speed on your weapon, you don't want attack speed on your gloves, you don't want attack speed anywhere else. And that's wonderful. First of all, you are hitting that breakpoint without this attack speed, and also getting off that attack speed means that you may use other affixes. So you can use like 10% damage on the weapon, you can use on your gloves, you can use more area damage and use intelligence. You don't want the quad effect anymore. So it's a lot of benefits. Whenever you do the rift, you play it exactly as I explained in the guide. The only difference now is that you spam your potion. Wherever you have your potion, you spam it. And now they made it so that even at full life, you can drink your potion. You don't need to lose life. There are 6 shrines possible that you can get, and the 7th power will be Power Pylon. You spam it with one exception, guys. With one exception. Whenever you get the Power Pylon in the Rift, the pylon not from the potion, the pylon itself, which you should ideally save for the boss, of course, but even then, whenever you have it and whenever you are using it, do not touch your potion during the power pylon. Why? Because if you are getting the power pylon from the potion at the same time when you spam it during the pylon, the power from the potion will override the pylon itself, and that means that you will lose a lot of power, because the pylon lasts 1 minute, and if you hit this potion straight at the start, you get the power from the potion, it will override that 1 minute to 16 seconds. So that's a loss of power there. Do not spam it. That's the only exception when you don't want to drink your potion. Once your power is gone, or once your power is like close to the end, once it's like basically less than 16 seconds remain, you can resume spamming your potion. Very, very helpful. You probably seen my filthy clear already. Whenever you get power, like 3 powers in the Rift, with this build is absolutely awesome. So you can see I already have empowered. I spam it once more. I got the enlightened, so you get like more experience, you get cooldowns as well, you're getting like movement speed, armor, you're getting the frenzy shrine. It's a lot of benefits. So this season is awesome, and this build just became even more strong than in the last season. Just do these 2 changes and you are good. In the end, at higher paragons, you might use, instead of early grave, you might go for the aura, and then you have 1 button less to click, because sometimes like it's a little bit demanding to curse twice with 2 curses. Always first curse with leech, then with frailty. And even in my clear, I'm using the aura of frailty. But for faster times and for better chance of clearing it, of course, use early grave. Those 3%, especially on the boss fight, can be decisive. Quickly recap. You give up Blood Rush, instead you put Leech Blood Flask. You make sure your follower wears Gloves of Worship, and you don't want attack speed on any of your gear ideally, or max 1 piece, which usually will be Crispin. Never put it on a weapon, because it works differently on weapon. It's even more harmful to have it there. Here is the guide once again. Make these changes and dominate. Happy hunting, guys. See you.